And listen, the Bulls sure know how to make it a game exciting down the stretch, right? Definitely got excited. Bulls looked like they were going to march back and be able to possibly take the lead back in this game for a while, getting the Grizzlies lead down as low as one, but they just not have enough to really seal it home, got themselves selves into, and the refs didn't do the Bulls any favor. DeMar DeRozan should have gotten a foul call at the least, a jump ball on that last call that got, DeMar got frustrated at and eventually got ejected. The refs seemed like they were paid off to stop the Bulls winning streak in this season. And it was just it was this was just tough. This was really just a tough loss because the Bulls didn't, like, let me be clear. I know the conversation is going to be made a lot about the refs. The Bulls didn't do themselves a lot of favors, especially early in this game. Now they tightened it up in the fourth quarter in which they needed to, but the refs didn't do much for the Bulls in this game. And that last call was just a disgusting last call that really should have went the opposite way. But again, the Bulls averaged 24 assists a game, only 17 assists in this game. That shows the lack of ball movement. Shot 41% from the field, 45% from three, only 9 from 20 from three for the Bulls. Bulls again had a way better second half than first half as far as turnovers, but overall, it just sucked. It just sucked. I was confused of why Billy put Derrick Jones Jr. in the last 40 seconds over 3-point shooting. That's all it was. I really think it was the ability to space and some length. I really did expect I really did expect to see Tristan Thompson get more minutes than when he got overall in this game. Tristan Thompson again. I wonder if there's like some minutes restriction or something that they're just not saying with Tristan Thompson, because I don't know why Tristan didn't play more. And even when they pulled him out in that fourth quarter to bring in Vooch, it didn't seem like it was time. Yeah, I really would have seen them to get more minutes. Haize, wow, that's all I can say from Julia. Absolutely. Mike is buzzing. Is anybody else hearing that? I don't hear anything. Does anybody else hear any buzzing from the mic? Too many mistakes, rebounding, etc. Yep, not the consistent defensive consistency we needed to see. Yeah, DeMar shouldn't have walked off like that, man. As a leader, no, he got ejected. Let's be clear. He only walked off because he had to. He got ejected from the game. That's why he walked off. It wasn't just because of his frustration over the game. He walked off because he got ejected. That's why he got walked off, brother. Am I too negative, but we're losing? No, you're not. And that's one thing that some Bulls fans don't want to acknowledge, what that really means for the team, that we're losing against top teams. We are now, I think this puts us at 2-12 against top teams in the NBA. Maybe it's 3-12. So yeah, I mean, there's something to be said there. Now the Bulls could have absolutely won this game, especially if you look at having Lonzo and Alex Caruso maybe doing better defense or more disruptive defense as a whole. But with that being said, like, the Bulls had, and this is something that I maintain when I talk about the Bulls defense, they're like, well, we're missing Alex Caruso. And so yeah, but the Bulls have shown the ability to play better defense than what they showed in a game like this. Period. They have shown that, and we did not get it. And the lack of ball movement. When you get those two things, the Bulls are going to lose more times than not. Period. Bro, we should not be down this game. It was a good game for us. No, on many fronts, but we barely lost. So no, see, the barely lost thing. I don't get into that, because the Bulls, it had to take a Herculean effort in the fourth quarter for us to barely lose. This game should have been lost by way more than what it is. Looking at this game, there's not much in which this game should have, like, you can even say we barely lost. Like, we barely won if it would have been a one, but it was more than barely lost. Haize, do you think Lonzo and Caruso? Yeah, yes, they're always going to help. That's not even a question. They're always going to help. It looked to me that the guys were trying to tip rebounds instead of grabbing the ball. The tips just went the other guy's hands. It was more activity, more aggression on the rebounds for sure. Why don't the Bulls use the zone? They did go to the zone at one point. They did. It wasn't anything major or anything like that, but they did go to the zone at one point. Um, But I mean, why don't they play more zone? I don't really know. Considering they get killed by pick and rolls and things, I don't really know how much the zone would help them too much. Vooch got bullied this game. He was frustrated. Thompson could have been put in against Adams. But again, it was more than just the one-on-one. It's not just Adams that killed us. So I don't think that was really going to do much to help either. I think sometimes we look too much into thinking what singular thing can fix everything. And it's not. Maybe even if it was to put on Adams, it's not going to stop everything else. I do want to see Tristan. I want to be clear. I do want to see Tristan Thompson play more minutes, but I don't really think that would have helped it by itself. We got to play better than our trash top team record. We're playing top teams down the stretch, so we have to improve. Yes, we're going to really see where the Bulls truly sit in this next week or so. This next week to 10 games, this pseudo being number one, listen, we're going to know where we stand truly because the Bulls are going to be tested every night basically for the next 10 days. Well, every time they play for the next 10 days. We don't play every night for the next 10 games, but you guys know what I mean. So just in the next little bit of stretch here, we have Miami Monday, Atlanta Thursday, Milwaukee Thursday, Philly on Monday, Detroit Wednesday. That's not as bad, but then Cleveland the 12th, Sacramento, Utah, Phoenix, Toronto, Milwaukee, New Orleans. Listen, it's not getting any easier. That's what I'm saying. We really have to be locked in, and we're going to see really where we sit at amongst our peers. LOL, we seem to struggle the most against dominant point guards and dominant big man. I wouldn't even say it's just that. Yeah, I mean, dominant points, once Lonzo's back, I don't think that's going to be much of a thing. We've always let bigs get off on us, but we've been able to stop usually the other things around them to be able to win. It's really just teams that have really great defense, right? We can score with anyone, but when teams have really great defense, what it seems like happens is that the Bulls, the other players, I mean, I say other players, but players on the Bulls tend to then start watching. And once that happens, once ball movement stops, the Bulls offense is versatile and as dangerous as our offense can be. Once the ball movement isn't what it should be, we start seeing things go way, way down, way, way down. Haize off 19. Offensive rebounds 19 to 6. That's 19 second chances hips. The Grizzlies got to score. Yes. That's why, hey, offensive rebounding, it really is a key. Really, just not even to that margin, but just a handful of offensive rebounds can get you, think about it, 5 offensive rebounds. That's 5 more possessions. That can be 10 points, even more than that with 3-pointers. That really can change the outlook of a game. Ja really cooked Io tonight. This is not the first time that we've seen this. It's not against super elite point guards. I mean, Io shows up more times than not, right? But he is still a rookie, and that's why I said earlier, I think it was on the pregame show. Once the game starts slowing down to Io, I think things will really change. And he's still not to the level Marco needs to, but Io will add to his body some too. Once those things start to change, we'll see those type of things go away for Io. We really achieve over this year. Don't stop. I want to see more. It's not over with. Keep in mind, it's not over. We're still not fully healthy. We can compete with anybody when fully healthy. I still maintain that. That is not going to change for me and for many people who actually know basketball. It's not going to change. But we'll see. We'll see. People, don't forget we're trying to avoid the Nets in the first round, so going for the number 1 in the East. Oh no, nobody's listen. I'm telling you right now, no, that's storylines that fans make up. There's no team in the NBA right now that's purposely losing games to try to avoid anybody in the standings with everything being this close. That is a fan mindset, and there are no teams that are sitting there trying. No, that is just not factual, brother. I'm sorry, Carlos. That's just not factual. That's not factual. That's storylines we try to add as fans to make things more interesting. If the system is based on movement, why will players stand still and ball watch? Are you really asking that? Like all basketball in general is built on movement. Everything with basketball is built on movement. It's simply put it's a few different things. It's the players not knowing what they need to be doing. We still have a lot of inexperienced players when it get, and I think it's just players getting tense. They don't want to be the one to mess up. But it's not system. It's not like the players aren't robots. You can put whatever system you are. They're still human. And so when those things come in, you go back to instinct. And if your instincts aren't what they are, that's when you see things like that. We're not avoiding anybody. What the fuck? That's what I've been. That's exactly what I was saying. The greatest, like that whole we're trying to avoid people thing. Nah, man. Nah. Kobe sitting there wide open for threes, and DeMar sold and takes a massive congested J. Well, again, it's not just about standing there wide open. You have to be moving. And so what sometimes we forget about is that if a player's just standing still and then you playing a solid defense. Now, yes, you could have caught. I mean, Kobe has a quick release where he probably could have got it off, but they're defensive players aren't blind out there. They know Kobe's out there and that you can intercept the ball that way. They could have gotten a turnover. That's why you always have to move, especially in crunch time. But yes, I mean, I'm not saying that there aren't times where DeMar and Zach get tunnel vision. Even Kobe, Vooch sometimes gets tunnel vision as well, but you got to keep moving. Haize, I know we're 2-12 versus good teams, but I'm saying now we can beat a lot of those top tier teams. You can, but that's the thing, Trent. We have now built this whole thing around, oh, well, if AC and Lonzo, these same trends existed, right? We had this same problem even then. Do they help? Yes. I'm not saying they don't help at all, but it's more than just that. It's more than just that. We can say woulda, coulda, shoulda all day long. But at the end of the day, this has been a problem for the Bulls over the course of this whole season. This has been over the course of this whole season. Real talk, Haize. Everybody's a threat to us. Those third quarters kill us. I think in this game it was more so we gave up a big second quarter too, I believe. Let me go back and look. So the Bulls, I don't know. We actually did win the second quarter. We were outscored in the third quarter by 7 points. Then we outscored them in the fourth quarter by 8 points. And we were outscored by 9 points in the first quarter. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, but it's adjustments, man. I gotta disagree with that. He's not fully healthy right now. We saw Derrick Jones Jr. be an effective backup center when he needed to be. We saw when he was playing power forward, the Lonzo Ball, him and the Lonzo Ball pick and roll got dangerous. Derrick Jones Jr. can play power forward. That's not an issue at all. I think we've seen enough to show he can when fully healthy and when this team is playing better. He can absolutely play power forward. I don't think that's an issue at all. Tariq, Haize, not sure what's up tonight. You seem way more down than I feel this game. Oh, it's not about this game. I'm tired. That's all it is. I'm tired. Trend, you right, Haize. Yeah, the first quarter is definitely the first quarter. We give away way too open threes. I mean, we seem to do that. We seem to let somebody go off on us every single game. I mean, I wouldn't say we gave away too many threes, though. The Grizzlies only shot 7 for 23 from 3-pointers. That's 30%. So, I mean, we kept them pretty contained and ran them off. Like, I didn't think they shot an effective percentage from 3-pointers. So it wasn't really the 3-pointers that got us. Now, down the stretch, some, yes. But overall in the game, no. Maybe you just meant down the stretch. Maybe that's what you're referring to. Suns, Warriors, Grizzlies are systems that everyone is on the same page. Constant movement, off ball, and cutters. It's not but see, that's not just the system, that's the personnel thing as well. So it's not just, again, players aren't robots. You can build a system all day long. And I wouldn't even say that necessarily the system is just based off ball movement, but with that being said, the players have to execute that. So it's not just a system thing, it's also the players out there. The players get starstruck out there, and I just use that word starstruck for lack of a better word. Why hasn't Zoe been with the team? Matter of fact, how did he even get his knee injury? I mean, yes, Zoe does have a knee injury. He can't, I don't believe he's traveling at all. Like, whereas with Alex Caruso, Patrick Williams, they've been traveling with the team for a while. I think especially with the knee injury, they're probably working him out daily and stuff. So that's probably why you're not seeing him as much. if I had to guess. J. Lar, this effort won't cut it against the Heat and better teams and definitely come playoffs. And that's one thing I've been saying all season long, right? Is that it's we as a fandom sometimes really forget to look at the competition. Like, so how many fans have you guys known that quote, oh, well, we were top 5 in defense when we had Caruso and Alex out there, or Caruso and Alex, Lonzo and Caruso out there? Yeah, but also look at the competition we were facing. We were facing bottom 9, 10 teams in the NBA. Now, that's not to say that there isn't a great base there for us to be a great defensive team. I think we can be a great defensive team. But at the end of the day, when you look at that ranking and automatically say, oh, well, also, now that Zoe and Caruso are out, we're 19th. Yeah, but we're also facing a lot better competition. So the combination of missing better players and playing better competition than what we were when we were ranked higher defensively is what's causing that. It's not just missing Lonzo and Caruso. Hey, teams are zooming in on the Bulls now than ever. Debo is now a target for most opposing teams, so he now has to start looking for pass after double teams come and the pump fakes won't work. Well, the pump fakes, I think, are always going to work for him. So while what we're seeing is that the refs are not giving him, even if you look at the last 3 games, DeRozan is not getting the calls that he was getting earlier in the season. I think the refs now are like, no, we're gonna make you work for it. And so that it goes back to why ball movement and things are more important. Silk Run, thank you for the super chat, brother. Thank you for supporting the channel. Ja was blowing past all our guards all night. Io too small. They should have put Green on him. No, Io's not too small. I don't think Io's too small to guard Ja. Ja just has so many weapons, and Caruso's still a rookie. I honestly think like Caruso, it can't be that much of a size difference between Ja Morant and Io, unless I'm just tripping, which it may be. So what? Io 6'4", 200 pounds. What is Ja currently listed at? Ja 6'3", 174 pounds. So no, I would assume moves bigger than Ja Morant. I think now Ja, I think may has a longer wingspan. It's not just the size thing. That's just one of the things that happen. It's just it'll come around. Pay Dirt Spurs Car says, "Am I muted? My questions never get asked. It always gets skipped." Listen, hey, bro. Nobody's confirmed to get comments read here, so I'm sorry for that, but hey, it is what it is. The refs should have been penalized for bad calls. They don't ever. That's why they don't care what they are. Haize, you went from Io to Caruso back to Io. Listen, it happens. NBA telling refs to not call anything for DeMar so he stops breaking records. I don't think it's necessary. They're telling him so they won't see him break records. But I just think that and you see that happen over the course of all NBA seasons with certain players is that when for a while, DeMar was getting everything called. And then they start changing a little difference there. So we're seeing it change. And, we've been getting officiated weird all season. So. See but it's not about the vertical. He's not sitting there jumping over everybody. That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it. In transition, yes, but not in the way that you guard somebody man to man. In the fourth, we should have had TT and Vooch in to help with stopping Ja. That's not gonna do much for you. That's not. I'm telling you, that's not. The key to this is not playing Tristan Thompson and Vooch together. I will say this, because he asked, do you think Billy should have went with T? I honestly think, and this is just my opinion, especially when they were trying to get the 3 to tie the game and possibly go into overtime, they brought in Vooch, and Vooch was 0 for 4 from 3-pointers at that point. I would have left Tristan Thompson in because Tristan Thompson is a better offensive rebounder, meaning that if you get off a quick shot, that shot doesn't go in, I personally would trust Tristan Thompson to get that offensive rebound over Vooch and get us possibly another shot before. So yes, in that final stretch there, I would have had Tristan Thompson in over Vooch. I understand they wanted the 3-point shooters out there, but just with the way that the game went tonight, I would have had Tristan Thompson in there before. Wow. First of all, thank you to Brandon L. Jet for your always support of the channel, brother, especially at this level. I appreciate you. Peter, you want your comments read? Put them in the super chat. Here, I'll show you. Show Haize and the channel some love. Thank you, Brandon L. Jet. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Back to second place. Listen, we gotta stop worrying so much about seeding. We gotta stop worrying about that. We just gotta play and get healthy. Period. It's not a good look not to be able to beat good teams, but we will see what happens Monday. Yeah. I mean, we got listen, there's so many tests for us coming up that we got plenty of times to prove ourselves. Yes, facts. We've been getting the bad end of the six with the refs all year long for sure. Brother, NBA is so narrative driven. I don't understand how the refs just be so brain dead sometimes. Because they're refs. They're refs. I'm going to be 100% honest. Vooch really pissed me off this game. I was about to smash my leg through the door. You're kicking shit, bro. You're kicking shit, man. don't hurt yourself because of Bulls. Listen, I've been there. I understand the frustration that you feel, brother. I really, truly do. I feel it. But you know, Vooch in this game, 5 for 17, 0 for 5 from 3-pointers, 12 rebounds overall, 1 block, 11 points, plus minus of -18. Vooch had a very great stretch of games before the All-Star break. We've seen him now with 2 not good games coming out of the All-Star break. This is going to happen with Vooch. This happens all season with Vooch. If you look at it, it ebbs and flows. Now, when he still gives us a double-double every night. But as far as Vooch's like super efficient offensive nights, it'll come back around. I guarantee you it'll come back around. It may even come back around in Miami Monday. It's going to come back around, and we'll get some pretty great stretches from him again. Real star screen. Pick and roll defense has been killing the Bulls all year. Adams set master picks, and Morant is a monster finisher and passer. Bad combo tonight. Yep. Jack Stewart, did you agree with the tech call on D-ball? I thought it was bull on the ref side. I think it should have either been a jump ball or it should have been a foul on DeMar. Now, do I agree with the tech call? DeMar knew he was getting a tech. He knew he was getting a tech. He was pissed off because at that point the game was for all but over with. So he knew he was going to get a tech. You know, I think it was frustration over the course of this game. And one thing that I think we need to do is also shout out to Zach. Zach did not let the ref or non-calls get in his head as much as he has in the past. There are absolutely times where LaVine and DeMar would end up on the floor driving and no foul calls, but then those same type of plays will get foul calls on the other end. This was just a game that was frustrating to them. And I think especially when you look at the march back that they had, to have a cheap call be what possibly lost them the game, DeMar was pissed. But DeMar knew he was getting a tech. That's why he just started walking to the back, because he knew he was going to get a tech. Trent, hey, yes, absolutely. I still think we're contenders. Absolutely, especially when fully healthy. Absolutely, I still think we are contenders. D greatest. I hate reading these comments after losses. I mean, listen, we had some fun streams after losses, but I mean, people are upset. It is what it is. People are upset. How do you feel Zach looked tonight? I think he looked the best he has since his return. He was aggressive as hell. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Zach was aggressive. Some of the shots that he usually hit wouldn't have gone down, and that is because of Memphis's defense. That's because of Steven Adams being in there. Some of those are, Jared Jackson Jr. as well. Zach overall in this game, what did he end with? 9 of like 19 or something? Yeah, 9 of 19, 3 for 3 from 3-pointers. He hit all of his free throws, 28 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. And that's one thing that I want to highlight, the 6 assists there, because one thing that we have seen in this recent stretch, in the beginning of the season, we were seeing this more with him getting assists, is that for a while there, when Zach's shot wasn't falling, he was getting so frustrated, he would just push it a little bit more. Tonight, it seemed like Zach was like, no, let me get the ball to the open man. Let me do something more than try to force it. And he still forced it a little bit at times, but Zach definitely looked aggressive. Definitely looked aggressive. Jonathan, yeah, Cedar don't matter. Keep working on chemistry, developing those young fellas, and coming hot off the bench. Might be a blessing in disguise, getting them all this work against top star. I'm telling you, Io having this run as the starting point guard is going to pay big dividends come playoff time. big dividends come playoff time when he's back on the bench. I'm telling you, he's going to play. I can't wait to see what type of chemistry Io and Tristan Thompson work out together. So, yeah. That's a good question. Haize, do you think we have a composer issue as a collective? I wouldn't say as a collective. I say this is that DeMar is getting fired up. You remember like the 2 or 3 games in a row, Io had to keep DeMar from getting the tech. We do have some of those composure issues, and that's one thing that's just going to come with experience. Most of our team does not have big playoff experience. When you look at it, really, what Vooch has some. Nothing major. DeMar has the most. Tristan Thompson also has championship and Caruso. Outside of that, this team doesn't have a lot of that type of experience, so it's to be expected. I also think that sometimes, like I've said before, they get tense in tight games. They don't want to be the one to mess up. Dad said first tech was complete bull, complete BS. It was complete BS. Kwame Tasumi, no. Vooch, again, ranks in the top, not even 10 anymore. It's the top 8 of every statistical category for centers, and he's 7th overall in defense. No, you don't just move on from Vooch. There's not many people who can get you an upgrade over Vooch. You just operate with the team around his flaws. He has flaws, absolutely. It was supposed to be Patrick Williams starting next to him. We never really got to see a realized version of that, so we'll see. But you're never going to get a perfect player. There's not many upgrades you can make from Vooch, realistically, right? You can throw out a bunch of names, but realistically, there's not a lot. What Vooch brings you is an elite skill set, elite scoring skill set, and a great passer. And he's better on defense than what people give him credit for. So no, we don't have to just move on from Vooch. We got to get healthy. Trent Baker, I love this team, and I've said it before. I'm going to back my boys, and especially Vooch. I know we can beat these teams. See red. Yeah, we have the ability to. We just need to get it done. I'm just here for Haize breakdown of the Kanye doc. You got to go subscribe to the Breaks Radio. To do that, we'll be doing that. Donda 2 and the Kanye doc on our next episode, which drops on Wednesday. So. Who plays in the playoffs? They both play. What type of question is that? They're both playing. People forget Io is a rookie. This is the most games he's played in the calendar year. Let the kid grow and learn from his mistakes. Absolutely. I think DeRozan did what Zach usually does with bad calls tonight. Zach handled it well today. Yep, he did. Zach handled it really well today. He did not let it completely get in his head. And DeMar, yeah. But one thing I will say is maybe the streak being over for DeMar is a good thing. Now we can get those storylines out the way and just focus on basketball. The Bulls come back Monday, and we play the Heat Monday. So they need to get in gear, get back in order. You can't sulk on this one for too long. I love the Bulls. I don't like Billy hard chewing gum Donovan. I know a lot of Bulls fans share that sentiment, and I do have issues with Billy Donovan's rotations at times. I have issues with his adjustments at times. But at the end of the day, I think he's a good coach. He's a really good coach. He has his flaws, just like players are going to have his flaws. But it is what it is. We got to deal with it for right now. Pop says Iowa will have a hero-like playoff run. From your mouth to God's ears, I hope so. That'll be amazing. Vooch stays the scapegoat for losses. Who the fuck are we going to place him with geniuses? Absolutely. Like, people just, it's so crazy. It's so crazy when people like just use Vooch as everything. It's not just Vooch out there. Mitchell Robinson. Listen, Mitchell Robinson is cool. And this is the thing that Bulls fans do too. They hear a rumor about Bulls being interested in them, and all of a sudden, they're the next coming and solving for everything. Keep in mind, if the Bulls were even going to get Mitchell Robinson, it was going to be adding to this team, not taking away from Vooch. Mitchell Robinson has a great skill set as a defender and blocker, but he does not have the offensive or the passing ability of Vooch. So at that point in time, where we're talking about ball movement, a lot of that goes away. Now, Mitchell Robinson as a backup center, like, that's great. I love that idea. But no, it changes this team so much, and it'll be evident, especially on the offensive end, adding a player like Mitchell Robinson or replacing Vooch with a player like Mitchell Robinson. Facebook user, who we don't have his name, man, those refs need to be reprimanded. That, especially that last call. I wouldn't be surprised, NBA comes out with the things after games are like, oh no, this is the call that actually should have been made. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. And then as well as that, the time that Tristan Thompson got a rebound and they called it basket interference when the replay showed that it was an actual rebound. So, yeah. What did Ricky say? Did I miss something from Ricky? Oh no, that comment. Yeah, I read that one. Mitchell Robinson, come on, man. And that's Brendan, and that's the thing. And this is my biggest issue with Bulls fans. This is what Bulls fans will do, right? For example, a rumor from an unconcerned source will say the Bulls are interested. I'm just going to use somebody who we know is not going to help us, but this is what Bulls fans will do. Tariq Evans, the Bulls are reportedly interested in Tariq Evans. Bulls fans, oh, Tariq Evans is the perfect person. Oh, you know who we need? We need Tariq Evans. Oh, you know what? Why didn't the Bulls trade for Tariq Evans? We didn't sign Tariq Evans. We're pissed off. That's what Bulls fans do a lot, and I'm sure it happens across all fandom, and it's just like, what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Ricky says Mitchell Robinson is Daniel Gafford 2.0. We got to stop throwing names out there, bro. It was just because that report came out. That's all it is. That is really that's what Bulls fans are so not bandwagoning as far as fandom, but like they jump on whatever rumor. Literally. Next thing you know, it'll be a rumor. Oh, the Bulls are bringing back Ricky Fernandez from Spain. Oh, you know who we need? We need Ricky Fernandez. Oh, we got, you know what? Ricky Fernandez, what? We're a championship team with Ricky Fernandez. Do you remember that time Ricky scored 35 points? Motherfucker, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? No, that's just not true. You have to understand most teams player have less or no. Nobody's talking about championship experience. Championship experience never came out of my mouth as far as what we need. I've said big game and playoff experience. I'm not expecting championship experience. This is how you know this is my dad. You use my name. Hey, Cordero, your next guy is always your savior, and the last guy was always your worst. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Rondo too raw. Laugh my ass off. Mitchell fucking Robinson, dog. Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I need to see more of Vooch and Thompson when we play Miami. Listen, we're not going to see very much of those guys playing together. We're not. Ricky Fernandez. I don't know why he came to mind of all people. That's, I always say Ricky Fernandez was the Jeremy Grant of the Derrick Rose era. You remember with like literally during the Derrick Rose era, I don't even remember what started it. Bulls fans knew we needed a two guard. They retired to Bogans, and Ricky Fernandez just became anything that anybody could talk about, anything that any Bulls player could talk about. There was never any interest. Nobody was ever showing anything for Ricky Fernandez, but Bulls fans just thought that Ricky Fernandez was going to be it. And then after Ricky Fernandez, it became Xavier Henry. Xavier Henry had that thing where he didn't like his rookie deal with the Grizzlies or something. They agreed to like less than a percentage or something like that. And Bulls fans were just like, oh, the Bulls should go after Xavier Henry. Then Xavier Henry, like, he got eventually traded to the Lakers, and he had like a 20-point game, and it just went off again. It's like, oh my God, you idiots, you stupid people. Oh my God. Oh, Rudy Fernandez. Yes, that's what it is. Rudy Fernandez. It was one. Listen, I don't give a damn about his first name. Y'all know who the fuck I was talking about. Haize, I heard Alfonso McKinney was available. Yeah, no, y'all can keep that. Y'all can keep that. I love how you used my name. You also said when Ricky was on the pod post game, it was Rudy Fernandez. Hey, listen, I knew it was somebody. I knew Fernandez was in there. Man said as if Mitchell Robinson was the next Hakeem. Oh man, listen. Vooch is literally the Russell Westbrook scapegoat. No, Russell Westbrook owns. He earned that scapegoat. Like, he sucks this season. Vooch has been great though. Vooch has been great. Yeah, until Patrick Williams comes back. Absolutely. Where does Ja rank atop as far as point guards currently? That's a great question. That is a great question. I don't like doing rankings without like having listened for it because I'm always going to admit somebody. But I will say this: Ja is definitely what he has to be, a top 5 to 8 point guard in the league with the way he's been playing right now. How many do you think TT should get? Honestly, I think I'm surprised he hasn't been hovering more around the. I've always said the 15 to 18 minute mark, which what he played in this game. He played 16, so he was within that. That's what I expect him to play, only because that's what Tony Bradley was playing. And again, because I don't see them playing Vooch and Tristan Thompson together more. If they did, he can easily get upwards of 22 minutes a game, but I just don't see them playing them together very often. We need Luke Cornett. Listen, that's crazy. That's crazy. Ja definitely top. Yes, yeah, I would say that too. DeMar was 10 for 29, played 42 minutes. That's not good, efficient night, as in everyone's happy about his 30-point streak. Yeah, I mean, the 30-point streak, nobody cares about that. He didn't score the ball very well at all tonight. TT should have stayed in when they were. Yes, I agree. I said that earlier too. That especially those last like 2 minutes, they should have left Vooch out there. I mean, they should have put Vooch on the bench. They should have left Tristan Thompson out there. Block what person? What person do I need to block? I didn't. What happened? What happened? Am I worried about DeMar? No, not at all. Not worried about DeMar in the playoffs. Da Bulls says, "Hey, Haize, late to the chat. I was at the game. UC was rocking. I feel the Bulls missed a lot of open shots. I don't like to blame the refs, but man, tonight was something. Second chance points killed us. Absolutely. In all seriousness, if Thad gets bought out, listen, Thad probably is not getting bought out. They love their 6'9" bigs in Toronto. I don't think he's getting bought out. Now, if he is, absolutely, cut Matt Thomas that day. I will escort Matt Thomas personally out of the city of Chicago and drop him off in Cleveland, and then we could bring in Thad Young. That's just what I feel. So, wow. Julia really hates Billy Donovan. She said, "Who advises Billy D? His gum? Apparently. Oh, this headache is killing me. I don't even see a porn account. Mods, do your thing." When are we going to develop? That's that's what the G League's for, right? That's what they're developing him. That's what he's doing in the G League. Haize, why teams move away from post-up game? That's the highest percentage chance of scoring. We have Vooch. Are we using him correctly? I am surprised that, especially, well, not so much in this game. I really do think like Vooch in that first quarter really was playing pretty well with Steven Adams, but over the course of the game, I don't know. I just don't know. I have no idea. I did not expect Vooch to shoot as many threes that he did in this game, and I did expect him to take more shots in the post. I really do think that at some point, especially with what the Bulls and the percentage they were shooting in the first half, at that point they looked at, hey, let's see what we can do out on the perimeter, which it did work for them to a degree. But it is what it is. Main thing that pisses me off with NBA today is that people go to the hole and scream, "Hey," and get calls. That is true. Mods have been on the job tonight. My mods are the best in the business. Prove me wrong says you're on the right channel, brother. I think you took a wrong somewhere. What? I missed it. What did prove me? I don't even see prove me right. The refs were horrible tonight all throughout the league. Honestly, first watching the Bulls, then I watched the end of the Nets game, and the refs made terrible calls every game. That's period. It's the way that the NBA is trying to change officiating. It's really going to take a long time before we adjust as fans to it and becomes normalized. If they hold true to this, there's been a lot of bad officiating in the way that we are used to officiating being done in the NBA over the course of this whole season. The Bulls have been drastically affected from it since the beginning as well. Chasing greatness. I'm sorry, sir. You're an idiot. Like flat out, you're just dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. Why do they keep calling him up? They called him up because we were lacking business. Why he went back down as soon as we got Tristan Thompson. That's what the G League is for. It's for developing players. You don't like the way you develop players is not in NBA games. It's in practice. It's in the G League. This is where they can actually get reps. He's not going to get a lot of reps on this team. We're not a developing team anymore. We are a playoff team. We do not have time to develop in game somebody who is just going to get bodied on defense. You got to get better. You got to know basketball. Get better if you're going to ask questions, especially in this one. We're a good basketball conversation group. I wish the refs had Twitter. Damn, y'all didn't work to Pete. No, it's not Petty Roosevelt. It's not Petty Roosevelt at all. You got people. You got dumbasses in every chat. It comes. What up, Haize? Been years, but I was a student teaching for the last month. But I think the Bulls fought back the best they could, and we still down 3 key players. No need for panic, people. Agreed. No, but refs are screwed the Bulls since MJ. Guess we got all the calls then. Oh man. Petty Roosevelt said, "Oh, your feelings hurt. Your feelings hurt chasing greatness. You're gonna be chasing greatness for a long time with that type of mindset, bro. That's a forever chase. That's a forever chase." Thought TT should have been in over Vooch. Couldn't contain the jack pick and roll, and they couldn't get a rebound. Agreed. I think that's one thing that we've all kind of shared in the chat is that when they brought Vooch in that last minute, it should have been Tristan Thompson. Absolutely. Ja is special. Yes, he is absolutely a special player. Absolutely a special player. I'm gonna be hyped if we beat Miami. I'm not trying to see them get swept by Miami and Philly. It is what it is, man. We'll see though. I do want to see a great effort against Miami on Monday. You see the play where we were down by 1, Ja scores because Vooch got caught fronting Adams. Vooch is brain dead sometimes. I mean, he does not have the best defensive basketball IQ. He doesn't. He has times where he's way better, but he doesn't always have. He's not always locked in, and that's why you need a good communicator out there on defense to kind of help him. And I think Stacey King talked about that some during the game as well. The Bulls need to play with controlled anger. Agreed. Tariq says, "I'm out. Wishing you good night and some sleep. I'm tired too. This type of game takes it out of you for sure." Oh, I'm tired because I've been up since like 5:30 this morning doing crap around the house. I just need to see better rebounding, and I would like different plays ran, like what we do when ISO or pick and roll isn't going well. Agree with you. You think that's a foul, Michael? 2 shots. How can I take this serious? Oh man, that is funny. There were several times in this game where the Bulls parted the Red Sea for Ja just to walk. Well, I'm not saying that didn't happen. There are also some times where Ja just hit some shots that literally, there's some gods that couldn't hit some of the shots that Ja hit tonight. But I agree with you. What was the announcement you made earlier? You missed it, brother. That's all I can say. You missed it. I said I wasn't going to announce it anymore today. You missed it. You're going to have to wait till the official announcement next Monday. That's all I got to say to you, Josh, bro. You should have been here, man. This game really reminds me of the Wizards game for how size was a factor and for how much rebounding was stuff like this was luck. How much rebounding was stuff like this was luck. Don't understand that last part when he said he vids. It may just be me being tired. But with that being said, yeah, there are definitely some aspects of the Wizards game for this, for sure. This loss is a blessing in disguise. Mark my words, when they win the championship, players going to say this was the game that woke us up. Oh, listen. All right, Christopher. All right, man. All right, man. Not sure if you already asked this, but I wish Willie could draw up a better play on the last possession we had. Yeah, I don't. That last play, considering that we needed a three, how it ended up with DeMar trying to force a mid-range shot, I don't know. Especially when you had Kobe White being the inbounder. Usually on an inbound play, the person who inbounds the ball is the most dangerous person on the court. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. Announcement was cash at me for the announcement. It's that simple, people. Wow. We need to preach mental toughness for now. We can't let certain affect our game. This team struggles with moving on to the next play sometimes, for sure. I missed the 5K live show, but I'm proud the winner gave away his jersey to someone else. That was an epic story. That was a class act, a absolutely class act. Paydirt Sports Cards asks, why do you think Billy won't put TT and Vooch in? Because it's too much of a liability on the offensive end. And one thing that we know with this team, especially while they don't have the best defenders, is that they prioritize offense. And and not even just the offensive end, the defensive end as well. Vooch already can't guard some centers. So what are you gonna put him on fours? And then if you take Tristan Thompson and put him on the fours, you're moving him possibly away from the basket with a lot of teams that play stretch fours. I just don't see the again, not to say that we're not going to see some minutes of that, but it's not going to be heavy minutes of it, and it shouldn't be on this team. LaVine seems almost his usual self. That's a positive. Yeah, this was the best LaVine that we've seen since he returned. 2-12 against top teams with 20 games left has me worried. Absolutely. Right. It is correct to be worried about that. Regardless of how good this team has looked at times, no matter how great our defense has looked, sometimes it's absolutely worrying because you're facing nothing but top teams in the playoffs. And a lot of the things that the Bulls get exposed for, and not even just the teams, right? The better coaches in the league, the strategists that are coaches. The fact that Billy Donovan doesn't always make adjustments as quickly or even in games at all, he kind of makes them in the next game, has me worried for the playoffs. Again, not saying that we're going to get swept in the first round or anything like that, but there is reason to be concerned there. And it's just willful blindness if even as a fan, you can't understand why that concern's there. So you're correct to have that concern. Absolutely correct. Your guy Bull Central went to the game tonight, man. I know he's feeling a lot right now from traveling to Chicago. He can never get the luck to get the W while watching. Where's he from? I have no idea where he's from. But yeah, that has to suck. Well, they got murdered because no, they didn't get murdered because of height. Did you watch the game? They did not get murdered because of height. Can't put TT and Vooch in because it shrinks the floor, which makes DeMar mid-range. Oh, that's another thing that I've got. Yeah, there's no stretch, no floor spacing at all with Vooch and Thompson out there. There's just none. And because DeMar operates basically exclusively in the mid-range, you can't do that. But that is why whoever's the power forward gets so many wide open corner threes is because of the way that offense is run. Ricky trying to sell Haize intellectual property. How much I got to see you though? That is hilarious, man. Bull Central from the Bay Area. I did not know that. That's crazy. Teams got swept by others and in the playoffs crushed them. So keep hope alive. That is true. And listen, a lot of times the team that gets swept in the regular season by teams, because it's hard to beat a team that many times. It doesn't always happen that way in the playoffs. But again, either way, the Bulls need to play better, which they will as they get players back for sure. What is Vooch shooting from three this year? I don't know, but I would not. He's probably shooting one of the lowest percentages of his recent career. Let's just take a look and see what we can gather right quick. So Vooch is shooting 31% from three so far, which is his lowest percentage since 2017, 2018. So there you go. And he's shooting way more attempts too. So than he was that year. So that is his lowest, this is actually his third lowest of his career. So before the 2017-18 season, 2016-17, he shot 30% from three. He shot 22% from 15-16 too, but that was before he was a volume 3-point shooter. So yeah, he's shooting bottom half of his career. Well, then why are you here, idiot? Like, I mean, go home. Go to your mama. You don't have nobody that likes you in life, brother? Haize blocked that person. No, let him stay. Let him stay. That is true. And then also the I can't remember what year that was. Was that the year also that we beat Miami? Did we face Detroit in the second round that year? Because I think we swept Detroit that year, and then we didn't get swept. I think we lost that series 4-1. Cordell 98. What's up, Haize? What's going on? Haize, I'm afraid we will become a team with a survivor in Debo that everyone watches in the final minutes like Kobe and the Lakers. I hope we don't fall in love with ISO moves in crunch time. Well, it's again, players have to move without the ball too, but I understand your concern there for sure. Definitely understand your concern there. Nude Nut, I ain't seen you around in a while, brother. What's going on, man? Where's the likes for our man? Hey, show some love. The work he puts in so we can enjoy the show. The porn bot was showing more love. I honestly didn't even see the porn bot. So, fake Matt Peck in the building. Like, is that what we've down to now? Is fake Matt Peck in the building? That's crazy. It's crazy. All right, what else you guys got for me? Winding down. What else you guys got? It's the real me. What's up, Matt? Matt Peck's in the building. What's going on, Matt? What's going on, brother? If that is indeed the real Matt Peck, I don't know if it is the real Matt Peck, though. I don't know if I trust it. You got to say something that I would only know to know that it's you. Matt Peck, I don't know. I don't know if I trust that this is the real Matt. We have so many people in this chat that make fake pages. So, but yeah. I think people are forgetting the impact of Lonzo, AC, Pat Williams can have on our team, and we will still be one of the best teams tonight. We still about to be. Y'all gotta help me better on this one, right? And use your punctuation a little bit better. But yes, they definitely will have an impact. Like that's not any doubt is that they have an impact, but they don't fix everything that's going on with this team. They just don't. Look at his profile. No, actually, that is the profile pic. They got that from even if that's not the real Matt Peck. That's actually Matt Peck's profile on his LinkedIn. That's still his page on his LinkedIn. So that's where they got it from, even if it's not the real him. I get the playoffs need to be on our minds, but we still have our full team back. There's no real way to tell how we're going to be in it. Yes, but it's more the players don't come in and automatically change everything that's been a problem through the whole season. There are some things that are structural issues. There are some things that are coaching issues, right? There are some things like that. No matter what roster you throw out there, there are some things that are going to just universally be true for a team. And one of the things that we've seen, a few things that we've seen universally be true to no matter what we've had out there, how healthy we've been, are big leads not being able to be held on to, big third quarter deficits that we get ourselves out to, the lack of ball movement in certain times. Their ball movement is better sometimes than not, but key lack of ball movement in tight games. Those are things that happen all the time with this team. So just adding a bunch of players aren't necessarily going to change those things. Now, with Lonzo especially being the outside threat he is and being consistent, changes some things on how you can guard and double team DeMar. Absolutely, because even though Iowa's been great, having a shooter like Lonzo out there changes how you need to double DeMar. Having Caruso out there and what he does, and Lonzo does this too, but Caruso and the way that he communicates on defense and make players better around him, yes, those help. But it's not going to solve everything around it. And Patrick Williams, when Patrick Williams comes back, we don't know what version of Patrick Williams we're getting. Again, I believe in Patrick Williams. His role is very simplified, but again, those don't change the structural things that have been wrong with this team all season. All season. Correct, Haize. See, I do my research. I know certain things. That is true. Lonzo is a good rebounder, especially during the time where we didn't have a lot of offensive rebounding. He was giving us that. Damn, bro, I thought we was cool. Shorty, what's with all the smart comments? We were never cool, Alfonso McKinney. Never. You suck. That's what the issue is. Play better. Play better. Play better. We get Prime Jordan. That fixes everything. Do you think the Bulls don't get a lot of points in the paint because Caruso out and he was the best finisher? No. What? No. Troy Brown Jr. is not playing at all once everybody's back. Like, that's one of the things that's universally true. Troy Brown Jr. is not getting any. He wasn't getting any minutes before. He's not getting any minutes now. It's not happening. Dude got a quadruple zero. Like, he doesn't need anything. We do not need Troy Brown Jr. to get minutes on this team at all. At all. Haize, if you had to add one person to this roster currently, who would it be? A prime Joakim Noah. He said Caruso is one of the better. Yeah, people expose themselves as not really watching basketball all the time. And sometimes you literally just have to let it play out. You just got to let it play out. Just watch. Just got to watch it. Because people be doing some shit. Oh, Matty Peck just tweeted out the show. It is Matt Peck. He just tweeted out. Listen, I told you guys there is no fake Matt Peck. Matt Peck is in the building. Y'all got to stop doubting people. I knew that was Matt. I knew that was Matt Peck. So yeah, leave my boy Matt Peck alone. Leave him alone. He's in here having fun with us. Matt, how was the game, brother? How was being there? You also going to be at the Windy City Bulls game tomorrow. I know you guys got the thing going on. Listen, y'all got to stop doubting my boy Matt Peck. I'm telling y'all, don't doubt Matt Peck, man. Come on, man. He tweeted the show out. It's the real, no, that's his real Twitter. It's real Twitter. That is Matt Peck, period. That is Matt Peck. Leave that man alone. Let him live. First of all, the fact that you showed up here, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. That's Matt Peck. Y'all see, everybody's just so quick to doubt everybody, man. So quick to doubt everybody. I wish LA bought out Dwight. I would love Dwight on the Bulls right now. Listen, you guys know personally, Dwight Howard's personality just gets on my nerves. It's grating as hell. So it bothers me. Electric. Haize, just tuning in. What do you think about DeRozan fouling out on that text? Smart or not? I mean, the game was pretty much locked. We at that point, it is what it was. DeMar was emotional. DeMar reacted very much like Zach does sometimes with games. DeMar was pissed off throughout this whole game. The way that he was, some of the times calls that he did not get in the last couple of games. I think this was really a culmination of like the last 3 games for DeMar DeRozan. DeMar has been frustrated, and this game was super frustrating for DeMar. And I think that that call, just at that point, he knew he was going to get that tech, and he let it be what it was going to be. Matt Peck says the fourth quarter comeback was wild. I could not imagine being in the UC with that comeback, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Everyone would have reacted like that on bullshit. My guy, you already know, Matt. I appreciate you, man. We lose a game and now we need Dwight Howard. Listen, oh my God, some of the suggestions we got in here. First, it was Mitchell Robinson. Now it's Dwight Howard. Rudy Fernandez, like, oh man, even though the Rudy Fernandez shit was me making fun of people. But yeah, it's been a wild night. It's been a wild night. That's what I'll say. This team needs to be more scrappy, though. Scott Skiles' teams always pulled out scrappy wins. I mean, that was a really different team, though. Really different team. Leviathan, yes, Lonzo will be okay. Mastectomy are simple procedures. Yeah, and he's had one before, I believe, as well. So yeah, he's gonna be fine. What are your big takeaways from this game? Whew. Oh, so many. The Bulls ball movement sucked. Like I said, it came around. Got ref hard. It's a lot in this game. I think too, like the Bulls being out rebounded in the way that they were is a big part of why this game went the way that it did as well. They're out rebounded by only 7 rebounds. No, I'm sorry. The Bulls were out rebounded 61-41, and they had 9 turnovers, a lot of them in the first quarter, and only 17 assists for a team that averages 24 assists. When you have a game like that, it's going to be tough for anyone to win. It's going to be tough to win either way, no matter how you cut it up. Dwight, Mitchell Robinson, Houston, I need a hero. Do you think we would have won this game if we had Jeremy Grant or Portal? No. God. Think listen, that's what I said. We'll know exactly where the Bulls truly sit in the Eastern Conference by the end of this stretch. And wherever that is where it is. I'm not like, I get why like people worry so much about seeding, but at the end of the day, you're going to be seated where you're seated. And either way, we still need to get healthy. We need to play well. We need to play who's in front of us. Could we slip? Yeah, the Bulls absolutely by the end of this could be the 3 or 4 easily. It could be lower than that if things go really bad. But we'll really get to see where we measure up with by the end of this stretch. Really, by mid-March, we'll know exactly where we are, like exactly where we really stand against the top teams. Let's see. I'm still on Billy Haize. Can we have the assistant coach back that took Billy's place? Well, Chris Fleming, I really did like the way Chris, but keep in mind, even when that happened, Billy Donovan was still on Zoom calls with players and the coaches. He was still involved in the game planning. So it wasn't like it was like Billy was just completely not out there. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, the offensive rebounds aren't just the second chance points. It's the impact. They take the life out of you when you think you have a stop, and Adam snags 3 boards in a possession. Absolutely. We would have won the kids. We would have won the game if it wasn't for those meddling kids and their dog. Michael Gallivan. Didn't DeMar get fouled out when he was about to tie the game? No. Well, he got fouled. Yeah, he got fouled for sure. At least I think it should have either been a foul or a jump ball call for sure. I'm looking at his rim protection abilities. You can still throw him lobs. No. Or are you talking about it doesn't, it just shows Facebook user. What player are we talking about? Honestly, we have to play better defense. It may be Billy or playing lackadaisically, but something has to change. Can we get Popovich? I wish it was that easy. What the offense that Popovich would draw up with this team? Woo. I love Chris as a coach too, but we had a lot of close games at the same time. Still goated though. About DJ. Oh, DJ from LA. I don't hate that. I really don't hate that. I don't, I don't. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I don't hate that. How do you think the Bulls will play against the Heat? Listen, it's so unpredictable with this team. It can go from so many, like it can go so many different ways with this team on any given day. I really hope that Vooch establishes himself more in the post and with consistent scoring early on, because when that happens, how much more dangerous this team is, how much more, it changes how we're defended, and teams are like Vooch literally sometimes can have a great first half and a terrible second half, but just because teams will then be afraid that he's going to go back to where he played the first half, it completely changes how the Bulls are defended. So because of that, I mean, I really think it really, and that's not to say all the keys and everything relies on Vooch getting going, but that's really what I would like to see, because everything else kind of takes care of itself usually. The Bulls will bounce back when they play the Heat. I hope so. DeAndre Jordan, he's fucking poop. Again, I'm thinking from the sense of a backup center who can give you some things. Like I said, I don't hate it. I'm not saying at all that he would have been. You guys know I didn't list Jordan at all in my goals, targets, or possible players. I'm just saying if he would have been the only player bought out, he still would have been more capable than Tony Bradley. I don't like the sloppy play at times, but I really pumped with the comeback. Glad to be a Bulls fan. Haven't had this much fun in a long. Yeah, definitely the most fun season for the Bulls in a very long time. Very long time. All right, but that's it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Any last thoughts, ideas? Go ahead and get them in. Bam is literally going to make Vooch. Hey, listen. We'll talk about it Monday. We'll talk about it Monday night. But I don't, again, that's more likely than anything. But Vooch typically doesn't have 3 bad games in a row, right? And I'm not saying Vooch is going to come in and score 30 and 16, but I think Vooch is going to have a pretty good game. But all right, that's it for me for the night, guys and gals. We had an appearance from Matt Peck in the chat. Listen, that was enough to make this one of the best live streams for me. I'm tired though. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna head off. Thank you guys so much for your continued support and everything. Make sure you're following the podcast at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. BullCentralPod@gmail.com, which I'm gonna put up here now. BullCentralPod@gmail.com. If you want to leave us a text or a voicemail, tomorrow's show is all mailbag. I'll do a little bit of a recap of the game again, but it's basically going to be all mailbag. So if you want to get a text or a voicemail in with your thoughts, the number to do that is 773-270-2799. You can also email those. You can email those at bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Like I said, it's going to be all that. So if I only have 3, it's only going to be 3, and I'm getting the hell out of there. But I really wanted to spend the episode really diving in. We've gotten a lot of voicemails over the course of the week. I've used them on most of the shows. Haven't really gone to the mailbag the last couple of days. So if you want to leave a text or voicemail, Sunday show, all mailbag show. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are on everything with that down below. That is it. Matt Peck says all love, but I appreciate you, brother. But that's it for me for tonight, guys. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See red.